Well
Hi,
done,
Lindsay.
Eddie.
How are you?
Congratulations. A huge week, 2 big wins. How are you feeling at the end of that one?
Tired, actually. I think I need to lie down, but it was intense. It really was. I thought it was maybe not for the neutral, a really entertaining game, but I think fascinating if you're involved in it, because it was two really good teams. There was a lack of goal-mouth action today, but I think that's down to the tactical setup of both sides. Massive win against a really good team.
How well did your game plan work today? How effective was it?
Yeah, I'm always torn on that. I probably need to see it again to really understand the details of our performance. The one we expected it to be, but I think once we scored, I thought Arsenal played well, and we were just then content to defend well. And I think we had to defend well. They've got threats all over the pitch, so I'm really pleased with our defensive performance.
Your choice to put Longstaff and Willock in midfield paid off. You looked like you had so much energy and legs, and when you did step onto them, you won the ball. I thought both wingers doubled up fantastically well with the fullbacks. Both fullbacks were fantastic, Tino and Lewis. And I thought you looked so comfortable in the second half. When you dropped into that low block, was that something you was really happy about? And is that something you think might work going forward a bit more sometimes? Because you've got the legs, haven't you, to break onto teams?
Yeah, I mean, recognising your point about the wide men, I thought Anthony did a brilliant shift defensively. I thought he was a real threat going the other way as well. But a really good effort to help Tino, who I thought played really well. And then the other side, Joelinton's defensive performance to help Lewis, who defended really well himself, I think was key, because Saka's left foot and his ability to cross is a real threat. I thought we nullified that to a degree. I don't think you're ever going to totally take it out of the game, but sort of those details were big for us today. But just the attitude to deliver that, you need the right attitude. You need to be selfless for the team. Those players were and got rewarded.
You spoke. Sorry, I was going to say you spoke to me in midweek this week, Eddie, and spoke about how you wanted to get back to that sort of character that we saw. We were looking back on the Champions League night. Did you see that in the defensive work today? Because it felt like every single block, tackle was being celebrated by the players and the fans.
I think it's down to you, Lindsay. You inspired me
Make
to...
her more smart.
I'll take the credit. It's all right.
You inspired me to go back to the Champions League season, but that was actually very reminiscent of that season in terms of our general defending and our attitude to our defending. It was, as you say, heroic blocking, really tight spaces, nullifying their threats. Really pleased, and it was a throwback, but it's great to win 1-0 and keep a clean sheet. That's, if you can't play brilliant attacking football every week, you need to find different ways to win.
You're now, Eddie, you're 3 years here. You arrived and there's a relegation issue, so you've pulled the club back up to the top level, and you talked before the game about, let's look at what we've achieved. Let's be proud of what we've achieved. And this fixture's been kind to you. I think you've won 3 out of 4 good times you've played Arsenal. Can you build on this now? Because I sense today there's a bit more desire here today, and you played deep, and then you broke from there. You didn't press nearly as high as you normally do. It was a really good balance to your play. Yeah,
there was good balance, and I think, I'm not sure, this home fixture might have been slightly kinder than the away one. We found the away game very difficult, and Arsenal are a team we really respect. I think they're a very good side. So to beat them shows our qualities, and it shows what we're capable of. We've drawn against Manchester City here, beating Arsenal, beating Tottenham. So there's a lot of positive, but then you look at the other side and we've been slightly inconsistent. There's games and points we've probably left on the pitch. So we need to put it together. We need to try and be as consistent as we can, but the Premier League is so difficult. Every game, I think this is probably the closest Premier League that I've known in terms of the level of the teams. There's not a lot between the top and the bottom side, so we have to keep going.
You were back to boiling point today, there wasn't it? It seemed to be a different desire within the group. You've only lost 1 game here, I think, in 12. So it's a really good record, but it seemed the crowd, the unity, Arsenal were up against it here today. Didn't get their game going, Eddie. Maybe they disappointed me, didn't disappoint you. But that says something about your team to be able to nullify Arsenal the way you did.
Yeah, well, I think you have to defend well against these teams, otherwise you've got no chance. And I felt we did, but then you have to have threats the other way. And I also think we did pose a threat with Alex scoring a great goal for us. I mean, I thought that was a brilliant un-Alex goal, really, because it's a deep cross, it's a brilliant header. Really pleased for Anthony to get the assist as well, playing on the right. Yeah, which we know he can do. And then, of course, Joelinton added his physical threat from the left.
Can I ask you about Lewis Hall, the player of the match today? He said he can't thank you enough for what you've done for him, and he feels his defensive side of his game is really improved. How much do you think it has?
I think he's come on leaps and bounds, but I think Lewis is the one that deserves all the credit. He's the one who's had to really dig deep, show real resilience. You know, it's difficult when you're a young player. You come to a club of this size and stature, a big transfer fee, and doesn't immediately play. You have to handle that. You have to know why, and you have to then go away and work at your game. And he did all of those things. And he's reaping the rewards now. I have to say the level of his game is very high. His technical ability, I think, is undisputed. He's attacking better, but he's creating goals for us as he did at Chelsea last week. But the most important part as a defender is your job to keep clean sheets. And Doherty kept a very, very good player. Pretty quiet today, and I think he's growing every week.
Doing his England chances very good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's for other people to decide. I would put him up there because of his consistency this season. I think he's been one of our most consistent players week in, week out.
And just finally, it's your 3-year anniversary in charge of Newcastle on the 8th. What is it going to be like to celebrate after 2 wins like that?
Well, I don't think there's going to be any cake, unfortunately. No, I think these things you take in your stride. I think it's gone by in an absolute flash, as I said to you in the week. But still very proud every time we play a game, every day that I wake up to represent this club, and really enjoying the job and the challenge.
Congratulations, Eddie.
Thank you very much.
We'll let you go and have a lie down.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Ed.
Cheers, Joe.
Well
Thank
done.
you. Thanks, Martin.
Well done.
Excellent.
Cheers.